Good evening, viewer. You're most welcome to the Nile Cast on West Nile Television, where we give you the daily news bulletins of the day, every day from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. My name is Okumringa Christine. Before we dive into any of the stories, let's first have a look at the news making headlines. In the headlines tonight, students of Arua Technical Institute Regem protest over increased tuition. UNRWA boss inspects roads in the West Nile region. And contractor of Wadelia Seed Secondary School warned against timely delivery of in Pakwach district. It's Wednesday, the 29th of March 2023, and you're most welcome to the Nile Cast on West Nile Television. Now let us dive into some of the stories of the evening. Today, students of Arua Technical Institute had a running battle with police after the students staged a peaceful demonstration over what they termed as failure by the institute administration to provide accountability for money being paid and abrupt increase of tuition fees. The students wanted an explanation from the institute administration, but it was in vain, forcing the students to move out of the institute, which angered the principal to order the students to pack and leave the institute. The police, who were called to rescue the situation, blocked any students from accessing the institute and fired tear gas on the students who were peacefully demonstrating to the various offices. Let's have more on that story.
We're not picking up this one. I'm standing over for an hour now. What happened?
Let's go to school.
Maybe one boat. You paid for money, right?
Our guild body is not involved in all the things that are happening right now. The first thing that they put as the item was tuition fee increment. Previous years, people have been paying 500,000. There was parent meeting which was called. Then they agreed in the meeting the fees increment is going to be by 10% of that amount, which is 500,000. It's going to be 550 now. 10% of 500, which is 50,000, which is going to be 550. But to our dismay, when we were departing for holidays last year, we are given circulars. Indicating we are going to pay a school fees of 744,000, which is more than the expected percentage they have increased on.
And more in our stories for the evening. After inspecting different roads under the management of Uganda National Road Authority, the Executive Director Alan Kajina stated that there is hope that some of the roads will be considered for tarmacking. Dennis Oringi reports more.
The Uganda National Road Authority Executive Director Alan Kajina, together with UNRWA engineers, spent 3 days in West Nile inspecting different roads under Uganda National Road Authority management for further management from Pakwach to Ajumani. The team visit followed the engagement the Office of the Prime Minister had with the leaders from Western Sub-region in regards to service delivery, in which the Prime Minister instructed the UNRWA to visit the region and find out the status of the road. The team that started the inspection from Pakwach spent the whole Monday inspecting the road and identifying bad spots up to Vura Custom in Arua district. Speaking to the press at Goli Custom, Alan Kajina says the road from Nebi to Goli cannot continue to serve as a Maram road. Therefore, there is need for it to be tarmacked.
Road network has experienced quite a bit of deterioration in various parts. The terrain is not easy terrain, but also it experiences high traffic, especially on this route from Nebi to Goli, and so it cannot continue to serve as a Maram road. This is due for upgrading. Government is looking for funds to upgrade from Nebi to Goli here up to Zombo as a first lot 1, and then after that we shall continue all the way to Vura. But we also use some other network there in the hills, Rusi. I think it's Rusi.
Yes.
Yeah. Part of that is a UNRWA road. Another section is not. Is a district road. But either way, those roads, especially from Pakwach, require a lot of attention.
Ellen says it is now up to UNRWA that she leads to go back to the drawing board to prioritize and advocate for finances to facilitate the work.
So what we're going to do as the UNRWA team, we're going to go back and look at prioritization and see what road we do first with the funds available as we seek more funding. But what is clear is that this network needs to be up. As soon as we go back, we are going to go into a discussion on prioritization as soon as we go back. Now that when we actually do the work is dependent on when the designs are completed and when funds become available, all of which are not within our control. But it was important that we do this visit together with the honorable members of parliament to appreciate the condition of the road.
Accompanied by the members of parliament from Greater Nebi, led by the chairperson West Nile Parliamentary Caucus Songa Lawrence Biyika, they appreciate government of Uganda's response to other sectors of economy. However, they are urging the government to respond to the cry of the people of West Nile in as far as road and electricity connectivity is concerned.
Priority road now, which the design and all the engineering design is ready, is the one from Goli, from Nebi to Goli, to Paida, to Zombo, to Zeu, to War. We moved with the executive director of UNRWA yesterday over that road, and she was able to appreciate that this road now needs immediate money for upgrading. We also had a chance to go up to Padea. Though Padea is treated as a district road, but we are questioning ourselves, why is the central government through Revenue Authority collecting revenue from Padea if it is a district road? So yesterday we agreed that the 13 kilometers can be integrated in the Nebi, Zombo, Zeu, War, Vura road.
Currently, the government is finishing the tarmacking of Atiak Ajumani Road. Songa calls for fast-tracking of the tarmacking of the Koboko Yumbe Moyo Road, since the commitment has already been made by the World Bank, who is the financer of the road.
Efforts on this Atiak to Ajumani, there is a big progress there, and we want to thank the government for that. But we want the government and the contractors and the entire team stakeholders to ensure that we fast-track tarmacking of Koboko, because this is already a commitment made by World Bank. Let us tarmac Koboko to Moyo via Yumbe very fast, and we also tarmac Manipe to Terego to Yumbe. This is under JICA, Japanese International Development Corporation.
It should be noted that Nebi Goli Paida Zombo Zeuwar Road for long has been pushed to be tarmacked to spur trade between Uganda, Democratic Republic of Congo and South Sudan. Will the inspection of the national roads by the Uganda National Road Authority Executive Director Alan Kajina and the coming of the President be able to answer the road questions in West Nile? Dennis Oringi, West Nile Television, Nile Cast.
And more in our stories for the evening. The contractor of Wadilai Seed Secondary School has been cautioned to do quality work and be able to hand over the school structures in time. The construction of the Seed Secondary School has been given to Rema Engineering Company Limited. Emmanuel Agele reports more.
Wadilai Seed Secondary School in Wadilai Sub-County, Pakwach District is one of the schools that has benefited from the government of Uganda with support from World Bank to implement the construction of Wadilai Seed Secondary School under the project Uganda Governmental Financial Transfer Program, UGIFT. However, as the construction kicks off, the contractor has been warned on timeliness and quality work delivery.
In this district, I found this project was already signed, and I came to check what is the status as per now. I looked at the documents, and indeed I found there is already time lag. This foundation and so on should have been done in December, but it is being done. There were some technical issues that needed to be addressed, and it delayed. So what we have agreed with the contractor is we draw a new program implementation plan, which now starts this February, and we want the foundations done and the slabs drawn and then paid. And we do monitoring by the state. There are various levels of monitoring. I have come here as an accounting officer, but there is the project implementation committee that will come, and then there are also other stakeholders. With this constant monitoring, we shall be, and the site meetings, we shall ensure that there is timeliness and also quality observed. And I will not pay anything unless I see that the work is done, the certificate is processed according to the work done and the quality ascertained. That's how we intend to maintain standards and timelines.
Rema Engineering Co. Limited, that has been awarded the contract and is being supervised by District Engineer, Pakwach District Local Government, assures that the work will be of quality and timely.
It's been an ad-measured project. Every time we complete a work component, we measure what we have done, then we compare with the BOQ. That is our control measure. That one's going to apply from what we have done up to the last. So that is our control measure. We measure what we have done on ground, we compare with the BOQ value to see whether we are off track or not. It's all about material supply. As I'm talking, we have ordered for reinforcement materials from the factory, steel and tube, the 12mm iron bars, the 8mm stirrups, and so on. So I believe by the end of this week we shall be able to receive the large quantities.
The head teacher of the school, Pithua Kenneth, anticipates improvement in academic performance after completion of the facility.
In addition to the performance that we expect to improve drastically, we also expect the enrollment to shoot up because the school has not been attracting a good number of learners because of the facilities that has been lacking. So we very much hope that these facilities will help to boost enrollment because the existing structures, for example, we shall convert them into to dormitories, so that we provide boarding facilities for distant students, because our students who should have come from afar are going away to schools which provide accommodation to reside at school. So we very much believe and hope that the enrollment will shoot up to not less than 800. Furthest distance a student takes to reach this school is 34 kilometers. So that has been the major challenge actually that we have been facing. So that is not a walkable distance in most cases for those who come from from that 34 kilometers. They face a lot of challenges commuting from home to school in the morning and in the evening.
The construction of Wadlai Secondary School, that is up to the tune of 3,050 million shillings, is to run for 1.5 years and will cater for an administrative block, classroom block, laboratory block, ICT and library block, multipurpose hall and staff room. Emmanuel Agele, West Nile TV Nile Cast.
And more in our stories for the evening. Ofuka Sub-County leaders are grappling with the increasing rate of deforestation in the wake of charcoal trade. The local community has resorted to charcoal burning as a way of livelihood. Joseph Jurua reports more.
Locals in Ofuka Sub-County have raised concerns over the steps taken by the sub-county to control tree cutting in the area. This comes after many of the locals have resorted to cutting all the trees for charcoal business as the only way of survival. According to some of the locals, they cut trees for livelihood sustainability since their gardens cannot grow crops anymore.
Gamete kati amatira pati gazet sote yatra te gamete atia mako
ma okorua ruole anjijiria ma to tsaja de woro iko
ejo amasu ven sala zidun bimbi ene tre amare makave ganwa amaga balwa ne ga school fees o fezora balwa ne ga enya adezo
Samuel Isingoma, one of the dealers in charcoal business, explained that the challenges leading to the rampant tree cutting is the land ownership system that allows people to take full control of the land, hence depleting the vegetation cover. While Godwin argued that they are ready to plant more trees, but the sub-county leadership is not availing them the seedling.
When you own some land, especially because in the village, all the land has been given to the those rural people. So you found they are organizing cutting of the trees, and they don't have any other plans to do any other things like planting the tree like on the hill where the stones and the tree can grow well. So it will be worse if they are not to continue planting another tree and the tree have been cutting away, especially it will destroy. Things will become worse.
Adansi yo pativure gamete ni dunia amani yo bara te yo gamete ni amakozo veno tsokwari pati diba yebo pati diba kadzikan sub-county yan kan mango kan tedwa di pati obetete deke ba veni pati deke awa te tsani veni village seba cafe ba zi tsoni vin dunia yuni akwa ko kan onda ni were angoni are. According
to the sub-county leaders in Ofuka, there are several tree species that are not to be destroyed. Among them is the shea nut tree, but due to the economic crisis in the country, people have resorted to cutting every tree for charcoal.
Yo Ofuka sub-county lele ini umbako vini kara urodi druvini alo eni ini banyanya nungule awale awa iri pati amani umvele senati drubi te currently sende joy but circle business oave du pati vini dia general uli ini ve charcoal.
The business is not only transacted or done by the locals within Elibu village, they are joined by people from different parts of this country. As far as Kampala, Western Uganda, and within West Nile, there are people who have also joined to come and do the same business.
You come to this home, these are village people, they give you some areas and you begin cutting that tree so that it leaves them the space whereby they can grow their crops.
Bandimbi, ngala karandimbi avene, amabo vyatsi, like Musoga, Buganda, ene abo vyatsi, ene makave gaendi.
According to most of them, this is the only way they can survive and get their earnings. There's no any other livelihood activity that they can do. They tried agriculture or farming, which is not productive because the lands have turned infertile.
Apandani feveni mavua mvua mabekia yue kimani azinga sende singoni even akuni benefit muke
amo apade vena men o ejo amaruavi abaza akojo were.
According to Primo Draga, the LC3 chairperson for Ofaka sub-county, says there are measures set to curb the vice of tree cutting.
We are charging those who are involved in the actual cutting and the burning of the trees. That is one. Then two, we also are registering every dealer in Chako in tree products. We are registering them at a certain fee. Every quarter, if you want to continue, you pay 50,000 to the sub-county.
But me super TV video me dria fine it. Allo me tackle business or me fine of dojo silingi alf qualitue dere torona. Mini lejo tackle watch.
We have set committee, environment committees at village level who are more of our informers and also mobilize the community against massive tree cutting.
However, as a way of controlling the activity of deforestation in the region, the sub-county has slapped some charges on the people who continue to deplete the forestry cover.
We're also fining heavily every big truck that comes for Chaco. One trip we are fining them 200,000. Anything above 50 bucks we are charging.
Ofaka sub-county collects about 30 million Ugandan shillings from charcoal trade and other local revenue collections annually. A sack of charcoal here goes at 20,000 Ugandan shillings, but once it gets out of this place, the price doubles up. The question that remains unanswered to date is, what are the bylaws that are enacted by the different local government entities? Where are they working? Each local government entity has got bylaws that are to protect the environment and vegetation, but the question here is it really being implemented? Joseph Chura, West Nile TV, Nile Cast.
And to end our Nile Cast for the evening, the World Food Programme has advised the authority in the refugee hosting districts to embark on sensitization of the youth of the local community on prioritizing on domestic use of energy-saving stoves by both the refugee and host communities to enable them to save the environment. Stephen Okello from Gulu reports more.
Stella Sengendo, Climate Risk Management Specialist Officer at World Food Programme, advised local authority and the stakeholders in all the refugee host districts in Uganda to start promoting the use of energy savings cooking stove in their district in the bids to fight environmental degradation.
We want to also promote the use of energy cooking stoves, especially in the refugee areas.
Zima William, the district natural officer, Mariokolo district, says the influx of refugees in the district has negatively impacted on the environment in his district, as both refugees and the host community continue destroying the environment for firewood and other domestic uses.
Address the issue of environmental conservation through the use of energy stoves. When you look at our environment in the refugee hosting communities, we have been having a lot of challenges concerning the destruction of our environment. That's areas to do with where the refugees are settled. We have been having challenges of destruction for settling all these refugees.
Ben Ekong, a sales representative at African Clean Energy, says the use of energy savings stove will not only save our environment, but also save the life of the end user from other health-related hazards.
Because you see, in most cases, trees are cut down in regards of getting charcoal. But now with this stove, what we do is we are safeguarding that in the use of briquettes. And the briquettes that we use are basically made from two types of trees, basically eucalyptus and pine. So those are the briquettes that we are using. So in the long run, you find that all our trees that we have in our societies, none of them will be cut down.
George William Umongi, from Uganda National Meteorological Authority explained the impact of environmental distractions on climate.
There can be delayed onset of the rain. Then there can be too much rainfall also will come during a period season and it become too short. And there can be total dry condition during the time rain is expected.
Currently, Uganda is hosting approximately 1.5 million refugees with a relaxed policy that allows them to live outside the 48 different settlement camps across the country. And this has negatively impacted on our environment. Stephen Okello, reporting for West Nile TV from Gulu City.
And with that story, viewer, we've come to the end of the Nile Cast on West Nile Television. Thank you for being with us from the beginning of the Nile Cast to the end of the Nile Cast, only on West Nile Television. Please stay tuned to the rest of the subsequent programs that may follow. My name is Akumaringa Christine. Have a good evening.